Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome to tea time.
Cheers.
Cheers. As you can tell, obviously we're outdoor, just taking in a little fresh air and some nice sunshine. And this
Some warm tea on a warm day.
warm tea on a warm
We
day.
should have made iced tea, maybe.
Well, we didn't plan that far ahead. That's okay.
What tea are you drinking today?
Skin and Beauty tea. This
Oh,
is
yes, the one
yeah,
from Coffee Cravings in
yeah. I've had
Napanee.
in Napanee. I've had this before, but it's very grounding. I feel. I'll read you the ingredients quickly: ginger, turmeric, beetroot, carrot, ashwagandha root, dandelion leaves, papaya, and calendula. And yeah, it's very earthy or grounding flavor for me. It's really lovely. Ooh, it's hot. And you have
I have chocolate mint tea from my garden. So I had you probably heard my plans where I was taking it a perennial bed and putting in lots of herbs, and one of them is chocolate mint. So I just snapped some off and poured some water over it, and I'm enjoying that. So it's nice. It tastes mostly like mint, but you get this little hint of chocolate afterwards, which is very pleasing for my palate. So it's great. Love it.
no added chocolate. It's just the
No,
leaf itself has a chocolatey flavor
yeah,
to it.
yeah. It's nice. It's really
Oh,
nice.
I think I've chewed on. You've given me those to chew on, though.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, how many leaves you put in one mug then?
I grabbed maybe 4
Four or
and
so?
put it on. Yeah, it's very just grab some and let it steep. The longer it steeps, the more flavor that's going to come out. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's quite nice. I've been making this tea as well for the people coming to my yoga class on Mondays. I've been making this lovely mint. I take mint and I mix it with my chocolate mint, and everyone's been enjoying that. I do have some other herbs that I want to try to use to make a tea, but everybody likes the chocolate mint tea so much that I've just kind of been sticking with that. So we'll see. Maybe next week I'll do a lemon tea, well, lemon balm tea, but we'll see. But it's been quite nice having those herbs out and just grabbing them and making some tea, or just putting it in my water too, which we will talk about later on today.
Right.
Hmm.
Why? Because we're talking about hydration is our main theme today. But before we get to that, we'll talk about what's new or what we've been up to. I know it's been about a month, I guess, since the last tea time, which we said in the summer we'd be down to just one tea time a month. So after this one, you'll catch us for one again in August at some point. But yeah, we've been had a little bit of vacation time just recently. We were just at a cottage, and my brother-in-law is very kind to share such a lovely space in on Lake Panache. I think that's how you pronounce that.
Yeah, I think so.
Lake Panache, and that would be up in Espanola, if you know where that is. If not, you can look it up. Anyway, it was lovely. It was great visiting with family and beautiful surroundings. This is like boat access to get to this cottage camp, and lots of fun there with all the water toys and all that good stuff. So great time.
Oh, it was wonderful. So good.
And what else is new for you then, Trisha?
I have been busy in my garden. So garden, the weeding the garden, also harvesting from the garden, preserving the garden. So I've been busy doing that and replanting. So I'm trying to replant a few things. So got some more vegetables coming in a little bit later in the fall. Hopefully it works. I've been busy looking after my bees. So I don't know if I mentioned that before. I think I did, but I got bees. So I have 2 hives. So I've been spending some time inspecting those. I have honey. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't extracted it yet. I will wait a few more weeks, maybe the end of August. I think I'll extract, and that'll be it for this year, and then I'll put the bees to rest for the winter, which seems really weird that we're talking about that, but we need to make sure that the bees have enough honey for the winter. So I'll just let them be for the rest of the fall, so they can harvest all that yummy goldenrod. So that's been really exciting for me around here. The other things that I've been up to in terms of with Zeal, we just finished our 10-day reset in July, so that was good, and a lot of people getting back on track. It's always good to do a little reset, a little detox in the summer, because sometimes summer gets away with us with all of our barbecues and get-togethers, so it's good just to take a few days. Even it's a 10-day reset, but I said even if you could just do one day, it's going to help kind of reset your system. So we had that. And then yeah, we've got outdoor yoga happening. You've got outdoor yoga happening. I've got outdoor yoga happening, so that's quite fun. And then in terms of other programming, and coming up in August, I am doing a program called Raise Your Vibe. I ran this last August. It is awesome. I love it because it's kind of encompasses all of the holistic health practices that we do in order to really raise your vibe and raise your vibration, raise your energy, and just get you really excited about life. There's a nutrition component, there's an exercise component, there's EFT component, and there's an energy medicine component. It's a fantastic little program. So that's it's only $35 for the month. Yeah, it is a really good deal. So if you're interested in that, and like I said, it's just we're gonna like just do some journaling or some thought prompts about, you know, what it means to raise your vibe or to live in your highest frequency or your highest vibe or your best life. And let's just start doing it. Let's just start doing it. So anyway, that's what's happening for me. What's going on for you? And I read lots of books, but we'll talk about that later so we don't.
Yeah, the outdoor yoga classes have been quite lovely to have that experience of being out in the yard and having larger groups of people joining them. We were able to accommodate in the yurt and fortunate with good weather, and the lake next to zero bugs is amazing. So that's been a great experience.
I don't know how that happens, but
I don't know, but it's working. It's been really good. So there are more to come. So mine are on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Trisha's are Monday mornings at 9:30 a.m. for the summer months. So those will continue through August. So if you're not or haven't and you want to participate in the outdoor yoga experience, just let us know, give us a message, and we'll get you on those lists. I've had not as many energy medicine clients lately because we've been vacationing or prepping to go and just back from, but I'm hopeful that that's going to resume and pick up here as of next week. I think I got a couple prospective appointments already there that way, so that's great. And I think in the last video I was talking about a summer solstice ceremony as a manifesting ceremony, which went fantastic. And as we record this, I'm about to do a second one here for a smaller group for family members. But the summer solstice one, we used the summer solstice as a nice extra boost to creating manifestation. So it's just a neat little ceremony. There's some the concept of it is that you would bring some kind of item, like I don't know, like maybe your bracelet, and we charge like or attach like an intention, like a manifestation, something you'd want to manifest to that. And there's a cool ceremony with creating a paper sigil and decorating that, and then burning it up, and then linking that energy from the sigil to your energy item, and then carrying that energy item with you or on you or near you, so that it can help to infuse that energy and that intention, or remind you of that intention daily, I guess, is the easiest way to say it, but it's pretty fun. The first one was fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this second one. It'll be good. It'll be, yeah. And this one, I think I've got a couple more attendees, which is really fun too. So there's that. Yeah, we've been reading some books, but nothing mind-boggling or just easy fiction for me anyway. Yeah, so I guess that's about it. Oh, coaching soccer. I'm going to mention that because I want to use that as a lead into our topic. So coaching soccer has been fine. The kids have been great and improving as the season goes. And not so much, I don't harp on all the kids so much, but I do harp on my own kids as they play soccer about staying well hydrated for the games. I find it as a coach, and with the knowledge that we've got in health and wellness, I can watch the game, and then 5 or 10 minutes into the game, I can watch the kids on the field and easily pick out the kids that are not hydrated because they're toast already within 10 minutes of the game being on. Or 30 minutes in, they're just not able to rejuvenate or re-energize themselves. So anyway, my point is I harp on my kids to be how well hydrated going into the game, so they have an advantage over other players. Who doesn't matter how fantastic skills you have, if you don't have the endurance to keep up or keep going because your hydration is dropped, then it doesn't matter that much. I've seen lots of star players score a bunch of goals in the first few minutes, and then the rest of the game they're just average. Anyway, So staying well hydrated, let's talk about hydration. Do you
Sure.
want to start it off? No, I will. Okay, I'll put you on the spot. I'll go.
No, I can go. I can
Okay.
start. So hydration. This is one thing that I talk to my clients a lot about, and part of their nutrition plans are always to hydrate. So looking for about 8 glasses of water a day, 2 liters of water a day. That's what I try to get my clients to aim for. Now, if you're only drinking 2 and I ask you to go up to 8, it's very difficult to make that leap to get to 8, but maybe you can get to 3. So I guess as a starting point, aim for 8. And then if you are not anywhere near that, start at 2 and maybe go up one more at a time, until it kind of works into your day, into your daily habits, when you can get hydrated, when you can get some water.
And do you address what is hydrating, what is not?
Yes, and we do address that. And for some people, I must say it's kind of unique. But my first rule is water is water. So just drink the water. You know, when you're drinking these other liquids like coffees and teas, some of them can be diuretics. So they actually don't let you hang on to any water and you pee them out. Some of them create our body to hold on to more water, so that way we can detox whatever is happening with the teas or the drinks that we've had. So actually requires more water, which may dehydrate you. So first rule is always just water. Just drink water. As you kind of eliminate those other liquids and you just stick with water, then we start to add in a few more things and see how your body reacts to them. Still staying with the amount of water that you're drinking, but if you wanted to have a coffee, you know, have the coffee, but it doesn't count as your water. Have the tea, but it doesn't count as your water. Even those bubbly drinks, like the flavored water, you know, they're flavored water. It's not pure water. So your body is taking some resources again to filter, to digest the flavoring out, and so it can also leave you a little bit more dehydrated. So you want to look for those signs of dehydration, whatever that is for you. Some people it's headache, some people it's like a loss of energy, maybe some weakness. Constipation is another one. Really dark urine or when you pee is another one. So looking for those signs of dehydration and just paying attention to how those drinks affect your body. Are they hydrating or are they dehydrating you?
I'll add a couple more. Sometimes red in the eyes would be another sign of dehydration, or dry mouth, or it could be the other way. If you're really pasty, if you hear someone that's almost really pasty because there's not enough hydration to move that stuff through the mouth. Those as well. And then I would think with personal training clients in the past, I've talked about like quality of water as well. Like think of what is the water source? Like if you can get like the best quality stuff would be like a natural spring water that actually bubbles up out of the ground and it gathers nutrients from Mother Earth as it comes up out of the ground, would probably be the cleanest, most nutritious water, because it's got all those other trace minerals in there because of that process of coming up. But other than that, you can think of, if you've got a well and you're rural, as long as you've checked your levels of E. coli and stuff like that in the water, that's probably a good quality water. Probably got lots of good minerals in there. Potentially a lot of rural wells are very hard watered, which has a lot of good properties in there as well. But if you compare that to town water, city water, you'll want to consider that those waters are being treated through treatment plants to filter out all the stuff that gets through the waste system and all that. So there's a big processing factor in there. So you could consider things like filters to help filter, or charcoal filters. Those kinds of might help draw out some of those things in the water. But certainly you're going to go with the best water you can. I lean towards minimizing plastic water out of plastic bottles, just especially if it's sat in the plastic and with sun exposure on it. Ensure that sun exposure is really pushing and leaching some of that plastic into the water. So if you're storing water, carrying your own water around, then you might want to consider like a stainless steel bottle or glass. Glass would be ideal to also carry water in versus plastics for those reasons, just to minimize toxic exposure through leached plastics. And then if you've got a really cool bottle with a nice rose crystal pointer in there, that's fantastic. And if you want to know where that's come from, I'll let you know. Just ask.
We'll put a link.
We'll put a link in. That's from the VIP.
And then the other thing, just to complicate water a little bit more, is with some of my clients, most of them, I encourage them to drink water around their meals and not with their meals. And the reason for that is that if we're drinking water with our meals, we're just maybe dousing that digestive fire that we have in our stomach, all those acids that can really break the food down. So, you know, have a little bit of water with your meals, that's fine, but you don't want to be drinking like a liter of water with your meals.
Yeah.
Save the big amounts of water for in between your meals when you're not digesting any food is what we suggest. So
yeah, and then if going back to where Trisha was mentioning earlier about like increasing the quantity of water that you're drinking, if you're starting with a small amount and going to more, also consider it would be very normal to urinate more frequently. Your body doesn't just instantly, like if you just start drinking more water, your body doesn't instantly absorb and use all that extra water. It almost needs training or conditioning to uptake and sustain and maintain that water level in the body. So then with that, then you might have more benefit in storing that water at a cellular level, so it's there for all of your metabolic processes or chemistry in the body to use. So yeah, I wouldn't say, you know, if you drank extra water, certainly it will help. Like if you got a headache or something like that, that may help dilute and take the headache away right away, which is good. But to have more water on board as a regular basis, I would aim for considering like a couple of weeks of drinking more, slowly, gradually adding in, like Trisha mentioned, I think is quite wise. I would, just think it's going to take you a couple of weeks to bring that water level up, and then to have it stay with you would be ideal.
So let's take a moment to talk about electrolytes, because they kind of go hand in hand with water, especially during the summer, which is why we have it as one of our summer topics. But when we are doing when we're outside in the summer and we're sweating, we're not just losing water when we sweat, but we're losing electrolytes. And electrolytes are essential minerals that our body needs for all kinds of processes, for muscle contraction, for our nervous system regulation, emotions, just so many things that are needed, all these minerals.
Basically,
that are
all the chemistry that happens in your body uses those trace minerals like salt and magnesium, potassium. Those things are all involved in almost all of those processes.
Yeah. So you probably know yourself, if you ever tasted your sweat, you know, as it dripping down your face, you taste it. It tastes a little bit salty. But it's not just salt. It's not just, and salt is made up of sodium and chloride, those two minerals. But what's in our the electrolytes that we're losing is more than that. And there's potassium in there, there's magnesium in there, calcium, sodium chloride, phosphate. So lots of minerals in there that we're losing. So when you may be craving salt, and I find myself this time of year, I'm craving salt, like salty chips is what I want, because I need those electrolytes. I need to rebalance my electrolytes. If I replenish my craving with salty chips, which is just going to give me sodium and chloride, I'm still missing those other minerals. So if if you're finding yourself in the same situation where you're craving a lot of salt this time of year, or maybe you're in an environment where you're doing lots of sweating, or your workouts are, you're getting really sweaty with your workouts and you're losing those electrolytes, you may want to think about replenishing those electrolytes, not just with sodium chloride, but with something that's going to replace all of them. And one of the ones that we use quite often, I don't even know if you can see it anyway, is pink Himalayan salt. So pink Himalayan salt actually has 84 minerals in it. So if you
trace minerals,
yes. So sorry. So one little tip that we do this time of year, actually quite a bit throughout the year.
I do it year round,
but if you are experiencing dehydration symptoms more regularly now, craving lots of salt, put a pinch of salt in your water. Every time you drink it, put a little pinch of salt in your water, and that should help rebalance those electrolytes. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna relate that quick to the sporting world. If you've got activities outdoor, whatever it is, even if you're just walking the golf course and like golfing, right? Like, but the exposure to the sun is gonna be very dehydrating. So a pinch of salt in your water on the golf course or at your volleyball court or at your soccer game or your baseball game would certainly help with the water uptake and again those trace minerals being in there in the water. And then a good electrolyte. You've got some to share.
So if you needed something a little bit more, you could get a good electrolyte. Good electrolyite. That's the key word.
We would not recommend
Gatorade or
Powerade.
No.
There's the colorings again, the food colorings that are in that you're gonna have to detox that out of your system. It comes in a plastic bottle and they tend to have added sugar. I know you can get zeros, but
yeah.
Anyway.
So this one is by a company called Metagenics, which is a supplement company, and this is a fantastic electrolyte. You can see those are all the trace minerals in that electrolyte, so you're getting lots of good uptake there. And then it comes in when you open up the box, you get these little packets. So I just take these little packets and then put it in my water and shake it up. And
that's recommended for like 8 ounces of water, like 500 mils, or like a liter of water.
I put it in 750 mils and I think it's fine. And you can also put it in 500 mils and it's fine. If you're really depleted, what you can do is put 3 in a liter and drink that if you feel like you need lots. But
pick me up.
It's just something for you to pay attention to, how you're feeling this summer. And maybe you just need a little electrolyte boost. I know for me, usually if I've been working in the garden, if I've just been outside, it's electrolytes that my body needs. So I'll grab some electrolytes on top of the salt that I'm putting in my water, just because I don't know, my body is unique, different than Jeff's, but I go through a lot of electrolytes. So yeah.
Excuse me.
I'll put the link in the
I'll put a link in there where to get those.
Yeah, where to get those from my supplement store.
That's has a is there a flavoring?
It's a lemon flavor.
It's a lemon.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's some options there for hydrating yourself, but if you want more of anything, energy, strength, vitality, stay hydrated.
Yeah,
absolutely. All of those other things will improve. The only one, like Trisha mentioned, if you're dousing your digestive system right before you're eating, I would say that's a maybe not such a good idea. Yeah, and if you're doing other celebrations and there's other festivities happening and maybe alcohol's involved, you might want to balance that along the way with one alcoholic beverage, one water beverage, something like that. Those tips too will help you to flush some of those things as you go, and you can still enjoy the flavors of those other drinks, which is just fine.
Yeah. And like whenever my sign of dehydration is always headache, and whenever I get a headache, I just have one of these and it's gone, and it makes me feel so much better. So know your body, so pay attention, listen to what it's saying, so that way you can respond and react to what it needs. And then if you're unsure, just send us a message. We're always open to having a call or an email chat or a text chat just to see.
Yeah, if you got a question or two, we'll try to sort it out with you and give you a tip or two more beyond what you're hearing here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I don't think there's anything else. Did you want to say anything else?
No. Have a good week, or month when we see you again in August, and we'll be back again with something healthy and vital and holistic for you to listen in on and join us in August. But in the meantime, stay happy and healthy, and we look forward to seeing you then.
Cheers.
I'm out, but cheers. See you soon. Bye.